I'd like to share with you a little pond waterfall weirdness that we just experienced recently. In our backyard, we have two koi ponds. They are connected together with a big underground pipe right here. My filtration system pulls the water out of this pond, sends it through this plumbing, and through a big filtration unit behind this fence. The water then comes down this bamboo chute into a small upper pond, then cascades down into a larger middle pond. At this point, the water then goes over the waterfall. Well, I recently just tore apart and rebuilt this waterfall because it was leaking. If you'd like to see the waterfall rebuild, follow the link above to my video showing how I did it. Anyway, moving on. Normally, for filtration, this is how much water is flowing 24 hours a day. However, to make the waterfall more enjoyable while we're watching it, I have a hidden 2-inch pipe. We throw a switch and we get an extra 2,000 gallons per hour going over the waterfall. This is what it looks like when we turn it on.
Okay.
Now let's turn off the extra water that's coming over the waterfall. Here's where the weirdness enters into the picture. Despite water still entering the top pond, nothing is coming over the waterfall. Where is all that extra water going? At first, I'll admit this was a real head scratcher. Then finally the stuff that I learned in high school science finally kicked in and I figured it out. I had inadvertently created a siphon. As we can see, water's still entering the top pond. I took a close look at the output of this pipe that we put the extra 2,000 gallons per hour through, and I noticed it's now underwater. Apparently, when I rebuilt the waterfall, I increased the height of the waterfall by about 1.5 inches. This submerged the end of the pipe, so when I turned on my presentation waterfall, this pipe no longer had any air in it. It was full of water, and this created a siphon. Water entered into here and was pulled out of the pond and up the pipe. And since the other end of that pipe was lower than the pond that we just sucked the water out of, water flowed back down that pipe and into the original pond that I pulled the water out of. At first, I was really bummed thinking I was going to have to completely rebuild this portion of the pipe to get it out of the water. Then it struck me, all we have to do is break the siphon, which means let air get into that pipe after we turn the waterfall off. So I simply drilled a small hole, and that fixed the problem with a minimum of effort. All of the different waterfall flows work perfectly fine now, and I thought this was a perfect example of unintended consequences. After I rebuilt the waterfall, water would only flow over at half the time I used it. This was such a weird problem to troubleshoot, but it was fun. Well, thanks for watching.